I would say my phone just alerted me. That's cool. So this is the first episode. We've done an anime podcast before, but we didn't have a name. We didn't really have an idea. We just kind of were. We all love anime, and we all wanted to talk about it. So now that we have more time on our hands and more ability, we decided to do it. I think we can all commit to a monthly basis, at least one episode a month. And came up with the name Jiggle Physics Anime Club because, I mean, who doesn't like anime titties, if we're being honest? Man, it's
the basis of the show, man.
Like,
Show of characters nicer.
Yeah.
It's one of the uniqueness of Japanese artwork.
Yeah.
The animation.
I'm in for the plot. But, yeah, I think we kind of want to do it as like a book club type thing where every month we get together, we'll pick an anime this first time around, go through the month, watch the anime, we'll all watch it together, and then we'll meet back up, discuss the anime, obviously discuss everything else that's going on in the world of anime, and then, you know, keep doing that. Because that, for me, that was the one thing that was always a struggle with watching anime is, like, if I wasn't watching it with someone, you always want to discuss. You always want to talk about what the hell you're watching because it can be pretty crazy. And I think this gives us the source to do it. But I also bought us all pins. Sadly, you showed up last, so you kind of get the... You get the...
Slim Dickens.
Yeah, you get the last one, but to kind of start us off, just have little stoppers on the back. Going with Edward. I shouldn't have thrown the stopper.
I was going to say, I think you need that.
I'm going with Alphonse. He has a little kitty cat, and that's kind of how I roll. Because if an anime has a cat, I'm fucked. I gotta watch all of it.
Always got a cat.
Or a corgi. That's why I like Cowboy Bebop.
Corgi and Cowboy Bebop kills me.
His name Ein. Ein the corgi. I think you're gonna be happy though. I don't think you're gonna be mad of your decision.
I'm not really too concerned.
Sasuke.
There's too many. If it's Naruto, then hell yeah. That's my favorite show.
It's fucking Naruto.
Oh hell yeah, dude! He's throwing a little fucking Wilson shuriken.
Because I kind of figured this will be like the main cast, like the main group, the people that I want to do it with. And, you know, if we end up having like a rotating cast or someone can't come on during a week or whatever, you know, I just want people to remember who the OGs were of the show.
Oh, yeah.
But if you guys want to give it...
Old Ed.
Good old Edward. If you guys want to give it a little, like your name and one of your favorite animes, and we can go from there. That way people know who are listening this on not live can put a name with the voice. If you want to start, Kai.
My name's Kai. My all-time favorite is probably Naruto, but I also really like Blue Exorcist. That's another really good one.
Great one.
I've never watched Blue Exorcist.
That's one I wish they continued too.
Yeah.
They kind of.
You never know. They might.
It's been so long.
It
Now.
has.
It's been like over 10 years now. There's like, oh, by the way, we're coming back.
Full send. Welcome back to the crew.
That's what they're gonna do with the new remakes of Evangelion.
Yeah.
I just barely got a 3.33. That one was kind of weird. That was a weird remake of that story. Like a 15-minute scene of Shinji, like intensely playing the piano with one of the other main characters, and just him and this guy are sitting there just staring at each other while they're playing the piano for like a solid 15 minutes.
Is that any weirder than the scene where it was fucking him like intensely being told to become one with like every woman he's ever interacted with in his life, dude? Is that any weirder than that? Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, that part threw me, dude. When I was watching that, I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Be one with me. I was like, am I high, dude? What the fuck? What's going on? Look at, become one with me, Shinji. It feels really good. Over and over and over.
I haven't seen that whole entire show at all.
Oh, that
Really?
show gets so bizarre, dude. It starts taking so many left
Yeah,
turns.
dude. You need to watch that.
But what about you? What's your favorite anime? What's your name? And
It's hard for me to pick a favorite on anything, dude. I think
Yeah.
I say that every time.
It is hard.
I love everything in a new way. Every new show I watch. Like I've just started
what style do you
JoJo.
like, then?
Everything, dude. I like JoJo now. I like the old ones. I said I like the old ones,
right?
like Cowboy. I mean, just the older style.
Shaman
Basically, it was what was popular way back in the day. when I was
what
a
we
kid
grew
growing
up
up.
with.
Yeah, what I grew up with, exactly. Dragon Ball, Cowboy was good. Fucking shit like that.
Dragon Ball's awesome too.
Did you ever watch Berserk?
Berserk was lit.
I think.
Berserk's
I think-
a good one. I really enjoyed that one after I got into it.
But yeah, I didn't like fully watch it.
No.
It's just one of those ones that I
I'm
kind
trying
of
to
watched
remember
when it
which
was
one's
on.
Berserk again.
That's the guy with the like 30-foot tall sword.
Oh
yes.
Oh gosh.
Comes in just destroying everything.
Yeah, see, that sounds familiar. The big fucking giant sword. I mean, but that's a lot of shit.
Dude, that
Yeah.
show
Giant
gives me
swords.
mad Dark Souls vibes.
Oh yeah.
It kills me.
I also told Salty Frank, he's a moderator in our chat and a very good friend of mine, that if he wanted to interact, he's also heavy anime fan,
Hell yeah.
and maybe there will be future call-ins with him, and he loves anime. So I'm Wes. It is hard to pick a favorite anime. I think Naruto's got to be probably my number one, just because of the commitment that it took. And like when you fully get into Naruto, it blows me away when people say Dragon Ball Z's better. Like I'll have that
There's
argument
so much
all
shit
day.
in Naruto,
But
I feel like
The story in itself in Naruto just gets built so well
Yeah.
compared to Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball will always have
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
some like that special place, but it's just like eventually it's just like repeats itself.
Yeah,
a lot.
no, it's just how long can we drag this fight
But
out
I mean,
for?
fighting, that's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It's martial arts.
Dude, some of the fights lasted like 3 episodes.
Right.
I mean, it was like fucking, if you played it in like the game or something, that same fucking fight scene's over in 10 seconds.
Mhm.
Fucking,
Right.
you just get wiped out by freeze health. Whatever, but
that's whatever.
yeah, they drag it out for fucking 3 episodes. You're like another commercial, dude. They took 3 steps.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
I think besides Naruto, I got to give a shout out to like some slice of life stuff. I really like the more like lifestyle, showing like emotion type of anime. Like I don't know, I just enjoy
Like
that.
normal day to day, either going to school,
Yeah.
Your
type
name.
or
Yeah, I like stuff that devastates my heart. I don't know why. It's a weird sickness where I'm like, I want to watch this and cry a lot. And then that's usually what happens. Or you get the wholesome shit like Toradora, where she's a little fucking bitch, and then you find out like, but she's great. She's great.
She's a bitch. But she's great.
She's great.
Yeah, just take some time. Go on.
well, next I guess. Manny. I think you guys seen me before. One of my favorites as well is Naruto, but I think right now I'm still wanting to say Hunter x Hunter's by far.
Oh, Hunter's
Yeah.
super good.
That one just gets me every time. I've already rewatched it 3 times.
I just barely finished the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been loving Hunter x Hunter again.
It's
That
good.
shit is so funny, man.
Yeah.
Killua and Gon kill me so much, dude. Just their whole friendship together.
Yeah.
It's the funniest part of the whole
He's
show.
actually probably my favorite character in that show, Killua. And that's why I'm getting a tattoo of him in the back somewhere.
That's gonna be lit, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, you missed it. He's got some anime tattoos.
oh, you got
Oh, it's sweet.
Yeah.
oh my god, that's savage. And you got a straw hat.
You can't see it. Which way am I turning? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, trying to get on camera would be hard. Yeah. So what? Anime's been in a weird place lately, just because it's starting to get so popular, which is great. It's awesome. It's now cool to be a weeb. You
I
know.
remember just being a weeb.
You know, because I remember it used to like. I mean, I think everyone grew up with those high school and junior high, the kids who were like heavy into anime, and they like that whole entire culture of like dressing up or whatever to school. Yeah.
Costumes and shit like that.
Yeah. Now it's definitely more acceptable, which is
Yeah.
cool. I wish that it was like that when I was going. I mean,
No, I never talked about it. It's
Yeah.
weird for that reason. I never ever brought it up with any of my friends.
Right.
I only probably watched like any friends I actually talked about anime with was like when I first found Toonami.
yeah.
I was at a friend's house just hanging out or watching TV. He's like, we just ended up watching fucking Dragon Ball Z. I think
Yeah.
that was the first one I watched or something like that. And fucking, I was like, oh,
I
shit,
that's
I
the
like
same
this.
way that I was for the longest time. I was a never person to talk about that stuff because I wasn't sure how people would react. So I was
Everybody was
keep
so
to myself.
focused on image. I just wish that they would have done better just teaching kids not to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because anime really isn't what the image used to be. Like, it's really like I still
It teaches you lessons.
I still to
You
this
learn
day
life
Oh, it
lessons in
does.
every
Yeah.
show, dude.
I still to this day will say that there's no better writing than
Oh yeah.
anime. Like
Oh, yeah.
it gives you the freedom to do so much creativity.
And it also surprises you
Oh yeah.
all the time. All the
yeah.
time. Like
And-
I was saying before the podcast started, JoJo, when I was watching that, like he said with the end with the fucking music, when the music, doo, doo, I had that song on my phone now because I
Right.
fucking Shazammed it right then. I was like, I love this right here. And then it was perfect, like, just perfect way to end an episode. I was like, oh, that's, and then the next step when, which one was it? When they were fighting in that dungeon, that fucking murder dungeon or whatever.
Oh, like big castle thing.
Yeah, the castle thing. They were in that
When
dungeon,
when
and it was him and that fucking giant
Joestar
knight dude.
Jr..
Yeah, and they were like trying. There was like fucking a collar on their neck, and they got choked, and they had to escape it. But at the end of that episode, once the shit happens and fucking people die and whatever, but then it starts hitting that note, and you hear that coming in, and it's just like, God damn, that's fucking. I don't know how you could end an episode with anything better than that. But it's just it's full of surprises. And the vampires. When the vampires came out, I was just like, oh fuck, there's fucking vampires in this show. I didn't even know that.
I kind of hope that that this podcast, like for people who tune in and watch and listen to it later on, like I hope that it allows for people to start feeling more comfortable about being passionate about anime. Because like I bet you I'm willing to bet there's millions of people who watch anime but will never say a word about it because they're afraid they're gonna get shunned or something.
Well,
Just
like
any
TV,
show that
man.
people
Yeah.
that's not
You can't
part of the
shun
status
someone for
quo,
watching
that's
TV.
not fucking the Kardashians or
Right.
whatever's on, Fox 13 or
Yeah.
just whatever. Be cool about your fucking shit you're watching. That's
Yeah.
not everyone's talking about.
Right.
Dude, I think you should just watch whatever you want to watch, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if you want to make fun of someone for watching a TV show. That's just like you really have too much time on your hands at that point.
Looks like Katie Caddy said Vinland Saga and Gentleman JoJo are my faves.
Gentleman JoJo.
I'm not familiar with those.
Like, okay.
I'm pretty sure the chapters from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with episodes.
So what have you guys been watching lately besides JoJo's? Is there anything that's really... 'Cause I know Manny reads a lot. You've taken the step into...
If I had to say what I'm watching right now, what I'm like really paying attention to is Tower of God. I've been reading that one, but because it just recently came out as an animation, I've been watching that one, and I love the way they started out the style of animation with the like almost original look to it, and they're slowly gonna build up to where it's at right now. Just like same thing with like with One Piece, where it like the way it looks then to how it looks now, completely different.
what's that storyline about?
Ooh, it's hard to explain. I'm bad at explaining.
Are they building a tower to God?
There is
Building a
one.
literal-
Um,
oh fuck.
I'd have to. I'll come back to that. I'll look it up and give you a little summary. That'll probably be best instead of me trying to explain. But it's a really really good one. It has a lot of like darkness to it as well. Funny little bits. But it's mainly a kid going up to climbing up the tower, and he's basically a badass, learning all these different styles or powers. And his main goal is basically to defeat the king of the tower that's kind of a bad person in a sense. But there's more to it than that.
That's fucking legit, dude.
Yeah.
And that was just coming out, or...
Yeah, it's only on its 5th, maybe 6th episode.
Oh, so it like came out this summer season.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Same, like I was telling you before, same author, but same, it came through that, what's that app? I forget what it's called.
Funimation app?
No, it's not the Funimation
Is
app.
it Crunchyroll?
Not Crunchyroll, it is Webtoon. Webtoon is a free app that you can get, and there's a bunch of, it's not really manga, so it's more of a Korean style. And in those, it's basically anyone who wants to kind of put their stuff out there. I believe they just allow it. Like I think they go through it and double check everything, but you put your stuff in there and people read it for free. And that one was probably the top 5 on that, and I guess someone picked it up. That one and another one, like what's it called? Something Fighter High School. I can't remember. I'll look it up too, but those 2 came out, and those are brand new animes coming out this year. One already came out. Another one's coming out probably later this year. But yeah, they're really good. Different styles. So
That's cool that there's a app that legit like has created animes now, like just from people writing their own stuff, like coming up with their own idea.
Yeah.
Like having a platform like that's cool, because if you have a great story and you can go put it on that platform and people actually like see it and you get picked up, I mean that's life changing for the authors.
Podcasts are. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody can.
Yeah.
Within reason, almost anybody can just put one together and start putting out stuff they like.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You never know. You might be the next Joe Rogan, dude.
Dude.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
want to smoke some
Yeah, who
DMT
knows?
and talk about apes? Dude, if gorillas had gym equipment, they'd be so yoked we could never stop them.
That's how the Rise of the Planet of the Apes is gonna start, man. Like pet gorillas.
I'm watching Joe Rogan over again from like the beginning. I think I'm almost to the 400s.
I have yet to see any of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a lot of them way back in the day. But,
Yeah.
And I got through to like the 300s or so, and then stopped and didn't watch that whole chunk. So I'm into new territory again. I rewatched the old ones over again, like the 3rd time. But yeah, it's funny watching him like sometimes just kind of come up with stuff. You'll see where like material is born or is kind of being worked out a little bit in his head, and
that's the cool thing that I enjoy about it, is just since he is a stand-up comic, you can see.
Yeah, you can kind of see the writing process almost.
Yeah.
You can sort of get into his head a little bit, and with other people that he interacts with, you can kind of see where ideas are formed and stuff that have come to fruition and become something totally like huge and just crazy 8 years later, however fucking long.
It is cool, the process of stand-up comedy.
But yeah, I'll always laugh so hard when I see him like turn a conversation into ape talk. Just with anybody, dude. If some new guy shows up, and he'll still do it in new episodes today, dude.
Yeah.
It'll still be fucking just all of a sudden he's talking about apes. I'm like, what? Joe? How do you always get on apes, dude?
They're the scariest animal on the planet. What about you two? Have you guys been watching anything, or what's holding your attention in the anime world?
I'm completely devoted to One Piece right now.
Yeah.
I just barely finished Dorohedoro. And then I was like, oh shit, what am I going to watch? And they put One Piece on Netflix. And so I was like, okay, cool, I'll start it. And I was like, how many episodes they got? And they only go up to like 200. So I was like, well, fuck, now I got to get
It's only like a quarter of it.
Yeah, so then I went and got the Funimation app. And I was like, well, now I just got to completely devote myself to One Piece. Make this $8 a month worth it.
It's definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other shows I've been seeing too, and I'm like, oh shit, I can watch all these ones too.
No.
But Dorohedoro is pretty interesting. It's about this like crocodile guy.
Oh, the one on Netflix,
Yeah,
right?
I think I just saw that. That's pretty good?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I think it was like 15 episodes. It has a pretty interesting storyline. It's like a different take on like sorcery and magic and all that crap.
I love magic shit.
Yeah,
It's
but
fun.
I like it because it's gory, like blood-sea and shit like that. Like you
Yeah, I
just
like
run around.
the like cover or whatever, banner that shows up when you fucking select it, hover over it. I like the art style of that.
Well, I like it too because it's got like a cell shaded style versus like a regular animation.
Is that
style.
kind of like a
Nope.
dystopian future one? Is
Forgot
it
about
sort
that
of
one
like
too.
just kind of fucking the slum, like some crazy slums,
So-
almost like stacks kind of deal?
So it's super weird. So like all the sorcerers live in this crazy, super nice world where like everything's super lush and green, and then everybody else just like lives in this shit town, just absolute
Slums
is,
basically.
as
Like
can
a
be.
is it sort of but it's futuristic, right?
Mm-hmm. Like kind of. It's like I don't know. It's like it's very industrial. It's kind of a
Yeah,
little
like
bit
an industrial,
steampunk.
weird industrial dystopian
They-
future with like
they
a
do
wizard
a-
class up here, but
a
everybody
good,
else lives in these
trailer
slums
for
/
it.
stacks.
Like just watching that trailer made me really like think. I'm like, I'm gonna save this and save it to when I have time to watch this. But it looked good.
That's why I watched it, was because of the trailer.
Is My Hero Academia good or no?
Oh, that is a great one. I love
Yeah.
My Hero Academia.
I forgot about that one.
That shit's legit, dude.
I still haven't jumped on that one. I feel like
Oh.
Dude, there's so many.
It's
There's-
good and
That's
bad.
the problem. There's so many shows you gotta.
Yeah.
That you're always like, damn, I want to jump on that one, but fuck, you look and it's like fucking 160 episodes. Holy shit.
Well, I'm
Whatever.
hoping, because I've been slacking on my anime quite a bit.
Yo, me too.
I'm hoping that this will give me the excuse that I've been searching for to get back into it.
Just
Because
finally
Well,
start
like,
watching people's recommendations.
yeah, I know, I know. You've been telling me to watch Hunter x Hunter for like 6
I
years.
need to
now.
watch
that
fucking
one's worth it.
Naruto.
That's
Yeah.
only like what 73 episodes. You got this.
Yeah, I know.
If not, do I always pronounce this and butcher this. Akagame ga Kill.
Oh, I've seen that one.
That one's
Yeah, I
good
like that
too.
one. I like that one till the end.
Yeah.
The end pissed me
Yeah,
off.
it did.
Let's see. Salty Frank said Webtoon has a bunch of good comics on it. I think one comic got a movie from it. Nobliss.
Nobliss is a vampire one. If you like vampires, that one would be a good one.
Noblesse.
It doesn't have that many episodes in for animation, which kind of sucks. But the reading of it is fucking awesome.
Go Eagles says, "What's up, men? What's up, Go Eagles?" For those of you who are listening to this on our other platforms, this is streamed, and we are streaming to a live chat that can interact with us. So when we say people's
Black
names,
Clover is awesome too.
that's what we mean. Salty Frank asked, "Do you think Joe Rogan will one day pull off a mask and reveal that he is actually a gorilla that gained hyperintelligence through DMT?" You
Yes.
looked at him before; he looks like a fucking
Yeah,
gorilla.
hell yeah,
Missing
I can
link.
see that.
Yeah, dude, he's the fucking one.
Someone's
Missing
gonna be
link.
like, "Why you
He
always
is
talk
the
about
Stone
gorillas,
Ape.
Joe?"
Yeah, this whole time.
This whole time, Joe was the fucking stoned ape, dude. What?
Holly says My Hero Academia is amazing. 10 out of 10. Watch it.
It's true.
Yeah, when he starts powering up later on and knows how to start using his power. Whew.
That shit gets so lit, dude. That's what I like. Cause
I should have brought my
had-
stickers that I have
Hmm.
next time.
And then the interview seen Black Clover. I have not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never
Black
heard of
Clover.
That
Black
one's
Clover.
I love Black Clover.
Just check it out.
Basically, it's magic, and one kid doesn't have it, but somehow he gets a book that's basically no one can use because that book and how it's used is just absorbs all your mana.
Man, yeah, either way.
So no one but him can use it, and it's basically a demon book, and he's able to use demon powers, and he wants to be the king of this area. And when you're the king of that area, because there's two kings, the main king, which is like the noble king, and then the wizard king. He's the best of the best in that kingdom, and that's his goal right now. And he has this friend that basically has the book of luck, I guess, which is a 4-leaf clover, and he is blessed with basically more mana than anyone else, and they're always competing, but they're like basically brothers because they were adopted, and just through adventures they're just getting stronger, and it's fucking awesome.
Is it one that's like still going on?
They paused it. I think they just barely paused it a few weeks ago, but it continued on, kind of like Naruto, just never stopped. It up until like a couple weeks ago. So they're in the I want to say really close to 100th episode or somewhere around there. I can't remember because it's been a minute since I finished it.
Has anybody seen It's Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Oh my god. I forgot that actually is probably one of my top favorite ones right now.
That would kill me. That
Fucking
was such a
pick up
good
girls in a
show.
dungeon.
You would think that the title would make you think, oh, maybe it's what it says, but no. It's completely different, but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That one's funny.
There's
Surprises.
still a lot of good scenes in it too.
That one's gonna be a good one too. If they continue on, the storyline on that one isn't fast, but you can tell where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one's good too.
So is Salty says I feel like Black Clover does the rivalry thing better than Naruto. So like the obviously Sasuke Naruto sub arc or whatever you want to call it, where
Sasuke.
yeah, where Sasuke's an edgelord McEdge.
I think everyone has different opinions. I still would think that the whole Sasuke Naruto, just because it's a darker, more serious rivalry versus the rivalry of I can't remember the names right now, but the other two, they're more they're closer. They've always been close versus Sasuke and Naruto. They've always had that rivalry or that wanting to kill so I could get better type of style. But I mean, as far as right now, I think I'd still choose the Naruto versus Sasuke.
I mean, will go down in history of television as one of the best.
720 episodes.
Yeah.
Absolute pure joy.
Right. And it just, that whole entire relationship is pretty. He can take a lot away from it because, Naruto could have gave up on him so many times. He could have just said, fuck this guy. Why do I care anymore? Why is this, who cares? Fuck Sasuke. Let him go do his own thing. But
I haven't kept up with Boruto, but I saw this little clip of they go back in time and
Boruto.
So
there's other parts of Naruto, right? I don't.
Boruto's a new. It's about his kid.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's when you said 700. Is that including those other?
No.
Jesus. That's just
a whole new
Shippuden.
show. This is just,
Jesus Christ.
So
Dude.
Shonen Jump has 220 and Shippuden has 500.
So what's the Shonen Jump and Shippuden?
So Shonen Jump is when he's a little kid, and Shippuden is when he's 16 up until he's an adult.
Yeah, when you get from that one episode and it switches over, you can tell the difference. In how he looks.
I'm just trying to understand because I'm totally clueless.
Honestly, you can jump. This is what happened to me: is I jumped right into Shippuden without watching the original.
It'll fill you in.
Yeah,
completely.
you'll get right on board with everything that's going on, and there'll be some dynamics where you're like, well, I wonder why they have that relationship, but they'll fill you in.
I really like to watch something all the way, a total fucking. But that's
the hard thing about Naruto is just there's so many fillers.
Yeah. You got 240 episodes of filler.
Yeah.
360.
It's almost. I never even thought about doing it that way. Is skipping that part and going right into the Shippuden because it really does explain a lot of it. So you're almost enjoying the when they look back and show you the little backstory of someone.
The weird thing with the filler in Naruto is a lot of it is silly and a lot of it is it almost seemed like it was there to try and give the authors or creators time to
Just
make
take
the
a
right
break.
take a break. But some of the filler is on par with the whole rest of the series. Everything that revolved around Kakashi's filler is
God,
fucking.
that was probably one of my favorites.
Kakashi's
And
filler Toby.
Yeah.
Toby and
Toby's
Itachi.
fucking
Itachi was
best.
still one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, Itachi's.
Itachi's made me cry.
Yeah.
That one got so intense.
Itachi's. Itachi's my favorite character in the show for sure.
Because he's
I
the
think-
ultimate badass.
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil anything since you haven't seen it, but
whatever you say, I'm not gonna remember any
Yeah.
names. I'm barely gonna.
basically Itachi's story is one of 100% selflessness.
It's like a Zuko redemption arc.
Yeah, it's crazy. And when I watched the whole show, I was watching it with a buddy of mine, and he had already watched all of it. Right up until where we were both current, because we were watching it when Shippuden was coming out weekly.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, fucking sucks so much dick. Because,
they have the ultimate cliffhanger.
they did one, there was one where it was they left right off at a cliffhanger, around episode 4 something or the other. It was right when the tree was up and everyone got caught in that cocoon. And me and my friend,
it's just
Manny knows him. His name's James. We were watching it together, and he's a big anime fan or whatever. But we watched it, and we're like, "How can they finish the episode right here?" And we're getting all pissed. And then it was 17 episodes of filler after it.
I hated watching that and waiting. Because I was right there, so they're just waiting the next week. I'm like, come on, and
Every day we would go meet up to watch the episode because we were doing it habitually, and we would sit there and we'd click the episode on, and we would see this filler and be like, "Fuck no!" Just start getting pissed off. But
Dude, the second time through that show, I just skipped all that fucking dream filler. I was like, this is some bullshit. I don't care about anybody else's dreams.
shout out to Jordan Smith. What's up, man? He says Kakashi is so hot. True, he is the real senpai. If you don't watch Shonen Jump, you miss half the times Naruto wins fights by accidentally shoving a finger up someone's butt.
Dude, that's what the best
True.
part is.
True.
It's a secret hidden finger jutsu.
Dude. Or sexy jutsu, which I love that Sexy Jutsu made
Came
its way
back.
back
Oh.
at the end. That's so great.
With the twist.
Yeah. Salty said those Cocoon episodes are literally one page in the manga. It pissed me off so bad.
Let's
Like
make
in the
a
manga.
half-hour episode for each page.
I like when they have like filler that is backstory on characters, because there's some characters like what's his name? Who was the wood user that got
Fucking it started with a Y.
Yamato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him a lot, and like something happened to him where he kind of disappeared for a while, but then they give you some backstory, and I was like, fuck, I really like this guy. Or
my favorite was how he just disappeared.
Yeah.
I just didn't say nothing about it. Like,
Even now, I was still curious because in the new show for Boruto, he just acts so much different. And I can't remember why. Because how he was towards the end of Naruto to how he is now in Boruto, I'm like, he just has no emotions almost.
Oh god.
He's seen
And
some
I can't
shit.
remember what
He's been
happened
through
in the
some
middle.
shit.
Well, because wasn't he in the cocoon, and it was like everything he ever wanted, and when he got out, he was fucking depressed or
I
something.
thought they were using him to fucking make all the white Zetsu.
Oh yeah, they
It
were
was
doing
his
that
DNA
too.
because of
Mhm.
the first Hokage.
Dude, I think the one thing in that show that made me laugh the hardest is when fucking Naruto's like thinking of going and peeking in the baths, and Yamato's like, "Bro, if you do that, I'm literally gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah.
Right now.
The one thing that Naruto does like just so well is because we could have a whole entire Naruto episode. Honestly, like I could talk about Naruto for hours. I haven't watched a show that's been able to bounce my emotions around so well, but so strong too. Like
You're angry 1 minute and sad the next.
like with Pervy Sage, his whole entire situation and what
Oh,
he has to
yeah.
do, like hilarious. Like probably the best comedy in the show, but
Dude,
then
his-
also like one of the saddest parts.
his Toad shit kills me.
Oh yeah,
My favorite thing is that Naruto is definitely Pervy Sage 2.0.
yeah, 100%.
He's just chilling.
And the slight fact that Kakashi's always reading fucking
Pervy Sage books.
Yeah.
I never realized until towards the end of I'm like, oh, that's what he's reading.
Well, my favorite thing is how he like fucking finds out, like you're supposed to write this book, and he's like, okay, and he writes one good book, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna write porn from now on.
Now, okay, we can move on from Naruto, but one question: who's the real Bae in the whole show? Because there can only be one. And is it Hinata? Because I mean,
Towards the end.
yeah.
Towards the end.
Who was the fan lady?
Oh, good call.
She was always my favorite.
Yeah, she was in the group with the
Oh.
useless dog kid.
Yeah. I know who you're talking
So,
about.
the one
It's
who,
dog kid.
Naruto's got a lot. I'm sorry.
No, I want to watch it so bad, dude. I wish I could like
dude, I need to learn
fucking,
this name because it's gonna eat at my soul.
just like watch it in like a hyperbolic time chamber.
Oh yeah, totally worth it. If I could rewatch Naruto for the first time again, I would in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Oh, dude, you can just watch it anytime. Like wait a year and watch it.
No.
I think
Dude,
it's hard
Tamari.
for Tamari, yeah.
Tamari was fan babe.
I like the Akatsuki or
Akatsuki.
Akatsuki. Thank you. The chick who can like turn herself into book pages.
Oh,
She was cool.
She was one of the
Paper
originals
Jutsu.
for that.
Yeah.
no, dude, that shit was lit too. I really liked Pain. I think Pain was my favorite villain in that
Yeah.
whole thing.
Because Pain, from his point of view, what he was doing wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's why it was so good because they like talk and he's like, "Oh, this all makes sense now. Why you're doing
Yeah.
it." But at the same time, you're like, "You're so fucked up, though."
Yeah. I like Toby too. That
Dude,
whole
Toby
entire
is
thing.
fucked up too.
His whole entire, I mean, that's like, I don't want to bring too much information to the table, but Toby's whole entire character arc and development, and then what you think it is, and then it isn't, and then it's something else, it blew my mind. Like, that's probably still to this day in media, across movies, TV
It's
shows,
funny.
anime, still blew me away.
Back
Dude,
when
I was blown that Kabuto managed to stay relevant the whole show. Just
damn
steady.
it, yeah.
He just came out of the shadows, and I was like, "Bro, why are you still alive?"
Yeah, Naruto's. Now, talking about the weaker show, Dragon Ball Z. Just kidding. I have to wrestle the jimmies of Dragon Ball Z fans, but I have not watched any of the new one.
I
Super?
haven't seen
Yeah.
Dragon Ball
I've
Z
watched
in
Super
forever.
either.
You have? I've heard it's pretty great.
Yeah.
It
In all
is.
honesty.
It's just like, you know how we were joking around before? It's like one fight scene takes
Yeah.
so many episodes. One of the best fight scenes in Dragon Ball Super was easily, if I remember right, it was like five or six episodes. But even before that, the build up to that fight
Yeah.
took many episodes, and I'm like, oh my hell. There was only, for like maybe 15 episodes, 3 minutes left
Yeah.
of the tournament. For so 3 minutes
Yeah.
was about 15
It's
fucking
like
episodes.
fucking which Fast and Furious was it where they had the infinite runway?
Oh God, I don't remember.
It's just like,
like
that.
4
Dude. It's
or something
exactly
like
that.
that.
I think it was later than 4, maybe not, but yeah, fucking that where they're taking that fucking giant carrier
Jet.
plane off, and
Oh,
they're all chasing after it forever, dude, miles and miles. And it's like this plane's trying to get to takeoff speed. It's going fucking fast.
I looked.
They're all flooring it behind them.
that scene.
They're all
Okay,
redlining their cars, and they're going, and this scene lasts 20, 30 minutes, and the plane's still on the fucking ground.
I
And then it
Googled-
finally takes off, and then it's, or it doesn't, I don't remember, but
I googled it, and someone did the math of
yeah,
like,
it's like
how
fucking,
long that
like, all
runway
of
would have
Eastern
been.
Europe or something.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have to have been like 107 miles or some
yeah,
shit.
dude, it's just like that. That's fucking Dragon Ball Z. It's an infinite runway, just
Right.
an infinite fight
Yep,
scene.
that's yes.
Shout out B-Birds. What's up, cutie? So, I think I want to talk about Dragon Ball Z because, like, I mean, at the core, I think anyone who watches anime, there's a soft spot for Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
I've actually never really seen Dragon Ball Z.
No, it's
For me, I think Dragon Ball was what made me start watch everything else.
Yep,
That's
that's,
what got
that's
me into
yeah,
it.
that was basically the gateway to.
Mm-hmm.
I had a weird dynamic because my dad actually likes anime, not like to the level that any of
Your
us
dad
are
ain't
at.
watching High School of the Dead?
No, definitely not.
That's awesome. Too.
But when I was like 6 or 7 or whatever, he got into Cowboy Bebop from someone at his work, and that like sprung him into like the anime world, and then obviously he got into Dragon Ball Z and a couple other animes. So I got into it at a young age, but from a weird, perspective of watching anime with my dad. And
That sounds like the best time.
Yeah.
though. Like you're just chilling with your dad.
Oh,
watch
yeah.
some shows.
dude, so Dragon Ball Z, one thing I'll give Dragon Ball Z is it has some of the best intros to an episode.
Mhm.
Like the rock, like the hard rock intro was dope. Dude, me and him used to get like batshit wild when it would come on. Like start like headbanging in our living room and shit because it was Dragon Ball Z. And
your mom's in the kitchen like, what the fuck's going on?
oh, she hated it. She hated it because we also tried to get into Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon when they were getting big too.
It's
And
funny, I watched all those
yeah,
all the time.
my dad didn't like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, but we'd watch Dragon Ball Z all the time.
He wasn't down with Exodia, dude.
No, dude, he wasn't ready for that like 7-card draw and like immediately win on first hand. No, he wasn't about that. When you think it's your turn and they're like, "Oh, here's a third pot of greed," and you're like, "What the fuck?
Where do you get these, man?
Where are they coming from? The Shadow Realm?" No, I like Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think Dragon Ball Z does like I give it a lot of shit, but it actually does have a lot of plot that is interesting. Like I think the Cell Saga and the Majin Buu series are like
Yep.
quality content.
My
Yep.
Buu was probably one of my favorites.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was silly stuff, but just like in Naruto or any show, there's
That's
silly
what I
stuff.
love about anime is it can hit like all sorts of different dynamics. It can hit all the emotions, like one
Yeah.
of you guys said earlier. Just it can really play with your emotions in a bunch
Mhm.
of different ways and be a lot of fun and also really intense and
Yeah.
like keep you on the edge of your seat, but then also fucking throw you back with a big old laugh and everything.
Right. So I remember when I was watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time during the introduction of Cell, and then there was the androids,
Mhm.
and there was Android 16, 17, and 18 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they run into Cell, and they're pretty much like, I can't really remember. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z since I was a kid, but they were talking shit or whatever. And Cell's like, okay, and
He's
his
one of them.
his
Fucking
like
consumes one of them.
his like penis looking needle tail
Yep, just
like
swallows them.
consumes one of them. And this dude right now, like in the show, you're like, that was like one of the hardest motherfuckers on the
Yep.
planet right
Yep.
now.
Goku or someone was just struggling like a
Yeah.
motherfucker with him.
And Cell comes over and just eats him, and everyone's like,
She.
And then more
we-
then fucking becomes upgrades after
Yeah.
he fucking consumes them.
right.
Yeah.
It was like what, imperfect cell and then perfect cell and different things like that. So like the show itself is really good, and like I give it shit just because I think if people watch Naruto all the way through, they'd be like, okay, well it is a better quality show, but Dragon Ball Z does have its place in a lot of hearts. I mean, I
How
think
about
that's
Bleach?
Oh, Bleach is
I watched
legit,
Bleach.
dude. I loved Bleach up until the ending. I thought that ending was fucking trash.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Doesn't they make a fucking live action?
I'm down with that because
No, yeah, they're starting out. They said that they're starting out where they left off. They're not gonna kind of how I've heard and seen some animes where they do that, where they kind of twist the storyline to kind of make it better or different from where they left off. But this one, they said that they were actually gonna start where they ended, basically. So they'll follow the original story, I guess.
because I remember at the end of Bleach, it was like, oh hey, by the way, you get to be a Soul Reaper now, and I was like, oh hey, that's cool. Like this opens up so many different things, and then they're like, oh by the way, that's it. Sorry, catch you guys later. See you next year.
I think part of the reason why they ended it that way was because of everything that was going on in I want to say it was somewhere, I can't remember exactly, but there were the tsunamis at the time, and they stopped because of that. And this was back in like, I want to say like 2013, maybe even before that. No, it was way before that. It was
12 and 13, like it was like 2000.
Well, I remember there was two
I was
different times of tsunamis for them, and I remember the first one was
bad earthquake.
I just remember
And
I was
it
still
fucked
watching
up.
Tsunami.
What's the
power plants.
the
they
nuclear
had the
power
meltdown.
plant.
Nuclear, yeah. I think that was the one
Or
that
the-
kind of caused the show to just stop.
Yeah,
So
because it was hell there, and they didn't know what was going to happen because that thing was just leaking a shitload. It
Right.
burnt through its containment units,
yeah,
and it was just right on the shore.
yeah.
And there's a bunch of groundwater coming in from the mountains. I just heard a lot about this because fucking Joe Rogan,
Right.
he's been talking about it because I'm at that point in
Yeah.
time where that shit was going on, and they're talking about this fucking reactor, Fukushima, I think.
Yeah, Fukushima.
And so they drilled a bunch of holes, put these like weird refrigeration units, and froze the ground.
Yeah.
They froze the ground around it, so it created a barrier so the groundwater doesn't get out because it was just leaking shitloads of radiation
Right.
into the ocean, and they live off the fucking ocean right there.
Yep.
So everything was up in the air. They were like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" Plus, their city got jacked from a fucking tsunami and everything.
Yeah.
So I could see that fucking up a lot of animes. I never really.
Oh yeah.
I
Thought about what
I
was
didn't think
going
of
on
that
Even now,
perspective.
with
in that
what's
period.
going on right now, like so many animations, so many mangas are going into hiatus.
Yeah.
They should
Because
do
of
more,
that.
dude. Fucking work from
You
home.
would think, right?
Work from home, you shits. Come on.
They're like, no, we're gonna chill.
Everybody's like, "Oh, finally, nice little break."
I want to give a shout out to Bebert really quick. She did gift the channel some subs, so thank you for that. Anyone who comes in and wants to claim the rest of those gifts are more than welcome to. Thank you, Bebert. I always like to hear about subpar anime because, like, we talk so great about everything anime, and I will say, like, compared to other media sources, movies, TV shows, like, anime typically hits pretty well. Like, I think they have a pretty high success rate in my eyes.
Yeah.
But
I'm
that
having a hard time really thinking of something I disliked or was kind of had issues with for any reason.
I have a couple.
You
I
can
think
watch
there's-
K-On!
There's a lot of
I'm gonna break my heart again.
options that where you might see the first few episodes, because it doesn't take that much to say if you're gonna watch it or not, if you're gonna like it. Just
Yeah.
a few episodes. But if you don't like it, you basically stop. So
Right.
a lot of the times you're like, I don't like this. You stop,
Yep.
and then you really don't know whether
It was good or not.
Exactly.
If it got good or
Yeah.
there was some
Or if it got-
development
because
that
a
you
lot
couldn't
of-
see.
a lot of the
They were
times it's like it's
foreshadowing a bunch of
shitty,
shit.
like the first so many episodes, and then later it starts like, oh, okay, kind of start understanding why they did that at the start.
Yep.
So, excuse me, something like that. So, do you guys have any?
I didn't like Dead Man Wonderland, but I know a lot of people
Yeah,
do.
like Dead Man.
I thought it was so whack. I don't know.
That was
I watched
why
it.
so good.
I talked to Manny about this the other day though. I watched it English the first time around, and the whole entire vibe of it was just whack. So I don't know if I was just watching like a weird English dub of it, and they just try to change the narrative,
Yeah.
but I just couldn't get it. And then I also watched The Host Club.
What is that one?
It has a first part of the name, and I can't remember what it is. But basically, it is. it's pretty funny actually, but there is a host club, which is a group of gentlemen who are all fit like a trope. Like there's the strong silent type, there's the outgoing type, there's twins that are like kind of overly sexual towards each other, but it's like
Okay.
it's like a trope,
It's
right?
right on that.
Yeah, it's right on that edge, and like they hit all these tropes.
The uniqueness
And-
of Japanese.
Yeah. Then there's a girl who ends up pretending to be a guy and joins the host club. And like it ended up being kind of funny, but as far as like compared to the rest of the anime I watched, it was kind of trash.
I thought Darling in the Franxx was kind of trash. I just felt like a rip off of Evangelion.
I have not
the whole
watched that
time.
one, but
Oh, dude, it's like a total rip off of Evangelion.
there's a lot of them with like that similar style or similar like just basically like robot suits. And
Yeah, but this one's like, we got these robot suits. These strange alien creatures are trying to take back the planet. We don't know why. We gotta go kill them. And we gotta make this deep emotional connection between all these kids so that these robot suits work right.
Sounds like
There you go.
Sounds like every Gundam type of thing.
Yeah.
Salty Frank says, I watch anime I dislike to completion out of spite, like Neo Yokio or Cell Phone in Another World. Not familiar with any of those.
Yeah, I just don't. I think the only reason I can have a hard time really thinking of one is because I don't really have the time to invest in the one that I don't really give a shit about. So I just kind of
Right.
just quickly like dismiss a bunch. But that's the problem. I can quickly dismiss a bunch that are really good.
No. I remember the first time, though, you said that there was one anime that you really hated. I thought, but I can't
I
remember.
gotta think, man.
I might have to go back and find.
I'm way too deep in so many different shows. I'm forgetting all these other plot lines right now.
that's how I am.
Now,
Like,
do anyone else or read manga regularly? So let me ask you this then, because I know that you pretty much only read now for the most part and watch like when stuff catches up to you.
Mhm.
Do you gain more from reading it compared to
definitely.
watching? Yeah.
There's so many little bits that I wish that the animation had, because it's those little bits are like, oh man, because when you're reading it, you're reading every little detail, but when you're watching it, they have to cut some of the things because it's supposed to be like between 20 to 20 something minutes each, something like that. But yeah, it misses a lot of information.
I bet you
The information is very different.
I bet you the Naruto mangas have like just whole other storyline arcs that you don't even know about.
I'm sure.
I started reading that too because I started getting very impatient. But yeah, there's little things in Naruto. For the most part, they did a good job. And if not, they probably overdid it with the fillers. But yeah, no, just the style that they did it in. I don't know. It's just really. I think Naruto was one of the first ones I started reading, and then that kind of got me into reading everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Salty Frank says Neo Yokio is an anime where the main character is the trope of douchebag rich character, but all the antagonists are also the trope, but worse.
Oh god. Just a bunch of douchebag rich kids.
Well, on the topic of like bad animes, I think that there's great animes with shitty endings.
Yep.
Like
I think we're all thinking the same one, probably. Death Note.
Yeah. I think Death Note arguably could be one of the best animes ever written.
Yep.
And then I don't know if they lost their way or
Yeah.
They just got bored of that.
Or if that was
Someone
the point, was
pushed
to
them
just
to
fucking
rush.
oh yeah, he fucked up.
yeah.
That's what we were working on. We were working on him getting way too cocky and fucking it up.
They probably just got. I feel like maybe another way is they got to the point where they were just overthinking how to make
Yeah.
other people overthink.
Yep.
That they messed up there.
I think the
Yeah.
part that killed it mostly for me is not how light went out. Like I think that it could have been done better, but like it still showed the fact that he went completely insane with power. Like he had all the power in the world, and it just went to his head. But what killed it for me was L. Like how he died. Spoiler alert. Sorry, rip. But then like you find out there's a whole academy of just more of him.
Yeah,
Just
and
all chilling in the background.
it just felt kind of cheesed at the end. They
Like,
just kind of
It went
Yeah.
full cheese at the end, dude.
yeah.
There's
That
still
was the
the
most cheese in
Yeah,
it.
no, that's what I was being nice, just being in the middle of the show. But...
I still feel
I
like
can't let these people get away with
no,
it.
they did. They fucking cheesed it. But
They,
through, yeah.
there's been a rumor for a long time though that there's people who want to pick it up and do what they did with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where they switch
Like,
around
retell
some
it.
details and
Yeah.
tell the story how they think it should be told. And I'm
Kinda
a firm
goes the
believer.
same way
I
for
love
most of it,
Brotherhood.
and then all of a sudden it's just completely on a different train
thought-
track.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought Brotherhood was one of the sickest remakes I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
I thought it was 10 times better than the original.
Oh yeah, dude.
I-
That made it so much better.
I think Brotherhood actually put it on the map as one of the best animes. Where the
Okay.
original was good. I think it's still good, but it wasn't great.
I
Is
just
it
think the
is it dubbed
homunculi
now?
are so
I
much
think when
better.
I watched it, it wasn't dubbed, and I liked it. I liked just the normal one dubbed so much, or they did something. Maybe it was dubbed and the voices were different, but
Brotherhood, yeah, the dub voice was really good because they paid for the top
Yeah.
tier American.
Fuck yeah, they did. They brought in everybody. For
Yeah.
because I like
the
good dub.
yeah.
Like if there's a good dub, I like it. I like a really good dub.
Yeah.
I mean, subs are great. Like I like JoJo subbed, but I also want to watch it dubbed because it is in Europe.
Right.
It is a show
Is
in
there-
Europe, so it wouldn't make sense to be in English. But if it's not
Brotherhood.
dubbed good, then it's
Right.
Brotherhood makes sense because the dub matches their lips.
yeah,
Right.
and they're Europe. They're European people.
Mhm.
It's in fucking Europe.
Is there any animes that you would rather watch dubbed than subbed?
Brotherhood's the only one I
Yeah.
can think of.
I'm watching One Piece dubbed all the way. I don't give a
Dub,
fuck, dude.
and Fairy Tale. I like Fairy Tale.
Oh, I
Fairy
forgot
Tale
about
dubbed.
that one.
Fairy Tale
Also-
is good either or, in my opinion.
I was just thinking in my head of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've always loved that one as dubbed versus subbed.
Me too.
Dragon
I
Ball
only
Z
watched
just
it
got
dubbed.
such good
I
voices,
think
man.
I
Yeah.
think if I'm thinking right, it's been a long time since I really pulled up Dragon Ball Z and got into it. I want to dig full. Because when I go in it, I want to go full steam ahead and
Right.
fully
Submerged.
submerge myself. Yeah, fucking
Uh-huh.
Take a
brain
bath in Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, I want to take a fucking bath in it and just roll around, think about it super heavy, really fucking absorb every episode. and just
Tattoo my
let it.
balls to Dragon Balls. You know?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Wouldn't
So,
you trying to
Someone's
sip
done
these
that.
Dragon Balls, baby?
but yeah, if I'm thinking right, that's the Japanese version. I think like Goku just sounded like he didn't sound like fucking Goku. He was like a chick or something.
There's a reason they
And it
did
was.
that. Yeah, because the lady who, it was a lady who voiced him in Dragon Ball,
Mhm.
and she kept voicing him all the way through Super.
Yeah.
And sadly, she did pass away either last year or year before.
Mhm.
But I agree with you. Like that was my one thing is watching it growing up. I was so accustomed to hearing him a certain way. When I tried to get
Deeper
him to
voice.
sub, I was like, this
You sound
isn't.
fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Goku doesn't sound strong. You
And I
know.
think
It
that's
just
why
makes
I
it-
didn't get into Super because it wasn't dubbed.
It makes
Yeah.
And
it.
I couldn't watch it.
Whereas I loved when Goku was, he joked around and all that, but he had a serious
Oh yeah,
character, or not character, side of him
Yeah.
that when you listen to it in dub, that it's not quite there as much anymore.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I've been liking about One Piece, because Luffy's kind of a combine of Naruto and Goku.
yeah,
And so it's just like, it's so interesting because he gives me flashbacks.
my favorite parts on that is when he gets pissed, because you don't see him get mad or angry at all,
Yeah.
but when he does, he goes
It's
nuts.
over. It's over from
Yes.
then on, man. He's only done that like twice in the show so far, where
Really?
he's just been super pissed, and I'm just like, dude, no.
Salty Frank showing up with the goddamn trolls again. He says, "Yeah, but did you see the live action Death Note where Light's name is Light Turner?" That's all I can think of. Light was just an average kid that no one understood, and Dad was Vicky, always giving him commands. Doom and gloom broken instantly by Ryuk, the Death God, up in his room. Dude, that movie, I was just.
I thought I was watching the Naked Brothers band, dude, because they were like just throwing that wolf and this shit, man.
I thought what's his butt played Ryuk good though.
Yeah.
He is good. Wasn't
That
that
is-
Willem Dafoe?
They
Yeah.
could have done that just better.
Yeah,
That's what killed me, was that Willem Dafoe was in that. He went from Spider-Man to
fucking-
Budapest Hotel to fucking Death Note.
But
Just a slight downhill ride.
what's your guys' time frames today? Because I know you work after this, right?
Nope, I got today.
Oh, you got today
Yeah.
off. Okay.
Got the weekend off.
You guys?
I was just gonna clean my house,
Okay.
get some food, and watch One Piece.
Yeah, definitely not way too long,
Yeah.
but I'm
I-
pretty free for
I
it.
have. How does 2:30 sound for you guys?
Bueno.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Cool.
Are you doing another podcast today?
I got a lot going on today. I think I'm
yeah.
doing 4 total.
I've seen that one too. There's a crossover with Dragon Ball Z and One Piece.
What the fuck?
Yeah, yep.
No, I
It's very
find
interesting.
that.
Wait,
And
so
not
are
only, I don't think it's not only Dragon Ball Z, and there's a couple more that are into. I think, and I could be wrong, but more animes that are added into that special.
Is it non-canon, so they're not in the same universe, or is it like?
They're
You just
within.
roll up
I think
like,
they're
yo, it's
within
good.
One Piece's universe, but they're just added as a funny. I think I can't remember. It's
How-
been a long time.
How crazy would that be? Frieza comes back for the 6th time, but now more powerful, and Goku's like, I know who to call.
Probably
and
will.
they're standing by the ocean. You see a boat start coming up.
He's just like, where we going, Goku? We're going to the Grand Line.
Frieza blows up the bow, and then Luffy just drowns.
Fuck! It's like, damn it, I should have thought about this.
Okay, well, let's have the discussion then. Who's the hardest motherfucker in the game between the top 3? Naruto, Luffy, or Goku? It's a conversation that will rage on until anime dies.
Well, if you're
Always.
honestly just thinking of how they are and what they can do, hands down, Goku.
Yeah.
It's just like he's
Spirit
basically.
bomb.
I mean, I guess you have to think of, or you have to ask, is like, what are you comparing them to? Like their what is it? OP
The
time.
sheer willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like now how Goku is in Dragon Ball Super. He's basically a god
Yeah.
with powers.
Yeah, I mean, how many times does this character beat the other top dog in his
He
universe?
basically destroy worlds instantly.
Yeah, I think almost every time, almost everybody Goku defeats is like thought to be like at that time almost the top dude other than the pawns, you know.
Right.
I think Naruto
I mean,
and Sasuke could beat Goku. They were together.
I think it would depend on the environment. Because I agree. I think where Naruto and Sasuke were at the end of that. Like,
Yeah, I'd have to watch it to know.
That'd be kind of like fighting Kaguya again,
yeah.
except worse because she's gonna be cracking jokes at you the whole time.
But what if we flip it though? Like, what if Sasuke learns how to do the fuck's it called? The Itachi put Snake Dude in.
Oh, the Izanami and Iganami.
Yeah, where he's just stuck in a loop for the rest of his life. Like, isn't that a win?
That'd be pretty fucked up, but that depends on if Sasuke really wants to sacrifice one of his eyes.
True.
Unless he's just gonna go steal one of Madara's.
Yeah.
Since apparently ice just work like light bulbs in that show.
That's one thing I always wonder. I'm like, how the fuck did they just grab the eye and just it merges with their own eye? Or do they have to pop it out and put?
Well,
Well,
dude, what killed me is fucking
Donzo.
just all. Dude, not even just Donzo. What killed me the most is when Madara came flying in and then just literally grabs an eye midair and like stuffs it in his socket midair, turns around, and the eye is just like.
Right.
And then just looking straight at him, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Well, Donzo's thing just doesn't make sense to me because it's just like, that's a good spot for it.
It's gonna pop you right. He's got, dude. How many do you have? He had like 14.
Yeah. So to give you perspective, Sasuke, his family, and that whole clan of people have magical eyes, and basically what that means
It
is like,
basically makes them the strongest. people
yeah,
in
they're
the
very
universe.
powerful,
I
and
mean, yeah, I remember like
Yeah.
fucking eye shit.
yeah, their eyes can
Out of
generate
all the
different
eyes,
powers.
all
They
unique
have
eyes,
the
they have the
greatest
strongest.
visual prowess.
Yeah. So, in points in the show, people are taking eyeballs and putting them as their own, and it gives them the powers. And there was a character that I don't understand how it worked, but he was collecting eyeballs, but he was putting them all in his arm.
He
I don't know
put,
how
like,
that
one in
works.
his face, and then the rest in his arm.
Yeah.
There's a guy like that in Boruto that's got even more of them.
See, I haven't
that's
started
right.
Boruto.
That's right.
He's just covered in them. I'm like, dude, where's everybody getting these eyes?
See, the thing that pissed me off right off the bat about Boruto and why I haven't dove into it is the movie that came out and how Naruto was an absent father. And I just didn't... That just doesn't
Oh, the
seem...
movie.
That just didn't seem like a reality to me because he craved that father figure so much with all the people in his life that I don't care if he would become
In the
fucking
story,
next Hokage.
When you start watching it, you get a little bit of an understanding as to why he's like that.
Mm.
Well,
And
they're-
the role
they're
he
just-
has to take because now he's the Hokage. Well, never mind.
Boruto just fucks me up because they kind of have a swap basis between fucking Sasuke's kid and Naruto's kid.
Yeah,
They literally swapped each other's character sheets,
right.
and so it's like a completely different take on the show. And I'm just like, I don't really understand this.
Just let me get caught up on chat here. So, Bip Bip says hello. Howdy, partner. Salty says the crossover is great because there is a race and Luffy is in the lead and the prize is food. Then Goku instant transmissions himself in front of Luffy and does a smug smile and was basically like, damn it, now I gotta leave because the planet's in danger. Then leaves the crossover. Oh,
That's
See ya.
nice.
Bye, guys.
what's up, Exponent? How you doing, my friend? Top chauffeurs with friends. Yep. Top chauffeurs with friends.
But what show are we gonna watch?
Yeah, I think this is a great. This is going to be a discussion. What do you guys prefer? And Salty, I'll ask you too, like what your input is. Should we do like some sort of funny little game and have that whoever wins gets to pick the first one, or should we bring it as like a discussion to the table? And
We gotta play a game at Uno, and whoever gets hit with the first +4 loses.
fuck, I don't have any Uno cards here.
I'd say get a bottle and just put it in the middle. Have your ones that you picked or you think you want to watch, and spin it and see where it lands.
Could do that.
But also, question about this is:
okay.
are you saying that since we're going to be doing this once a month, right?
Yes.
That by the time the month ends or when we get here next, we should finish
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Or like a certain amount of.
Yeah, at
if
least
it's like
get.
huge.
Yeah,
maybe
'cause I was
like
gonna
do
say
a
if
season, or
There's
even if it's
ones
like a
that are
giant
12,
season, half
ones
a
that are
season.
25,
Yeah.
and then ones that don't stop.
No, I think if we end up doing something like.
You have
That's
to take
over-
a good specific chunk.
Yeah, I think if it's over 30, we just do it as like an intro thing. Like, hey, yeah, this is where we're at in the show. This is where we're going to stop as far as the podcast goes talking about the show. But this is what it's about. This is what we like, what we don't like. And then we can choose to watch it on our own
Yeah.
and go into a next show. But
Does it have to be the one season or several seasons? Because that's another thing.
I think it just depends on what you want to pick.
If
I
we
mean, we
pick
can always
ones-
discuss. Like,
Well, if we find a long one that's broken up in different arcs, then we can just do it one arc at a time.
That way, or like if it's a long one, we could just do that one as the side one and watch a couple episodes and say, okay, today we're gonna watch, 5 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
While we watch the main one and talk this one on the side, kind
Yeah,
of
we
see
can
where we're at
definitely do
and
that.
what our
Yeah.
reactions are.
I'd be down.
I kind of like the idea of having it be rotating. That way we can, like, everyone will have a different show to always bring to the table. Like, if it's my week, I want to be able to research and figure something out that might be obscure enough that will be new to everybody,
Yep.
but good enough. Because that's the thing. For me, if you guys pick anime, I'm probably not going to know what it is, so it's going to be new to me.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be a struggle for me to find anime that might be obscure enough that you two don't know. And that would be fun for me if we go in and no one knows of an anime. I think that would be enjoyable. That's going to be
I'd
difficult.
be down with that. What do we want to start off with? Start off with Elven Lied.
Ooh, I've never seen that one, but I've seen little bits of it.
That one's a fun one. That one's definitely got an interesting storyline to it, and I think it's only like 24 episodes long, max. Maybe
Elfen
like
Lied?
12,
Is that what it
yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Is that the one with the little girl to start with? Or am I thinking of a different one?
It's with like the cat lady.
Cat lady.
It's got a cat lady in
You
it.
had me at cat. What did I say at the start? Where's my little Alphonse? Little baby cat.
It's got a little,
I guess
it's
one
got a
thing I
cat
should
lady
have
with
done
magic
is
powers.
thought of an anime to bring to the table because I didn't think about it.
This one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is this one.
It's the cat lady, man.
She cute as fuck. How are the jiggle physics though?
Yeah.
They're pretty good, I guess, but the show's got a pretty twisted story.
Dude, is this the one that opens up with like the fucking naked chick and like?
yeah, she's
Oh,
just
my
slaughtering
god!
everybody.
I've wanted to watch this show for a long time.
Oh. There's at like almost like an Area 51 type area,
Yeah.
type of
Dude,
like a
I-
underground bunker thing, and yeah. Dude, I'm down with that. I
I-
think I started that once.
Damn, that
I
looks like
allegedly watched this on like 2 tabs of acid.
that seems like a bad decision.
Oh, dude, it was lit. This is the trippiest show I've ever seen. It was like that halfway mark, man, and I was like, well, if I got nothing
Yeah,
to
if
do
that's
because everybody
if
went
that's
to bed.
something we can finish all the way through, I'm down with that one.
So
I
if
feel
we
my
do
vote that way.
if we do this, are you committing to this being your first pick, and you won't have another pick until 4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching One Piece for like the next 4 months, so I'm not gonna be really branching out too much.
Yeah, I just started One Piece last night too. That could be the one we watch kind of
That would actually be great because
on the side, and then you're probably the expert on it if you freaking tatted it up on yourself already.
Yeah, it's just trying to remember back through
Yeah.
those the last time.
I mean, if it's been a while since you watched it, it might be good
Yeah,
for you to
yeah,
watch it
that's
again
just
too.
gotta-
You
true.
kind of do that
You
on the
just gotta
side.
rewatch 929 episodes worth of shit.
Is there really that much?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like I think it's the longest running animation.
I think they're in the thousands already. I think it has.
So
a
maybe we
thousand.
should just
Let me look.
focus on what's on Netflix right now with that.
We're gonna Google this.
I
Just
think
like a small
my
prescribed.
pick, because I already thought of the one I just barely, but I think when it gets to my turn, it would probably be this one. The time I got reincarnated as a slime.
I think I
What?
read that.
That one's fucking awesome. It's
Time
not
I
what
got
you think, but it's
reincarnated
fucking
as a
awesome.
slime.
I think that's
Is it
one thing I've
Species,
been.
the reviewer of
No,
fucking
dude,
whatever?
there's 929
Salty, I looked it up.
Jesus Christ.
I like it. I like what's going on a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That just looks like it'd be a handful to
Which
maneuver
one's this
around
one?
with.
It's called like Species Reviewers. What's it called?
Right here. I don't know what
what
that
about
is.
Shuzoku reviewers.
He said not. Don't look it up. Actually, but I did look it up.
It's basically hentai
Perfect.
with sexy hiking.
So how about this? Kai goes first with Elf and Lie. Manny goes second. You go third. I'll round out at fourth.
Okay.
You guys cool with that?
Yeah, and then when we get back, we're gonna watch one that has 300 episodes, aka Bleach.
So I like that idea that we do Elf and Lie as our main one. We'll try our best, all of us try our best to knock that one out and come prepared, ready to discuss the craziness.
Yeah.
And then One Piece
We
on the
should.
side.
I guess we have the group in Snapchat, so that should work. I would say put the name on there because I know I'm gonna forget
Yeah.
the name.
Definitely.
So that way
I
I
got
don't
you
forget
guys
to
right
start
up.
watching it.
Elfin Light.
Elfin Live. Just gotta think about elves and how they're liars.
Hentai. I mean, there's nothing wrong with hentai if that's your thing, you know? I don't have a problem with hentai. It's definitely different, but you know.
They
It can
have
be
their storylines.
yeah, that's how I look at it. Is there's always storylines. Sorry, I'm just checking to see how.
Yeah, we should probably get a few episodes deep before we throw ourselves into the hentai reviewers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty
So anyways-
dark corner of the internet there.
This week we're reviewing Tentacle Masters.
Yeah.
It was great.
Get a few serious episodes. in
I'm gonna give it a
for while.
4.5 out of 5 Oprah Winfrey's on the Jiggle Physics.
We're
you gotta
rating
do,
these
but-
Oprah Winfrey's now.
Yeah, dude. There's only 2 scales I rate things on. It's 0 out of 5 Oprah Winfrey's or 0 out of 10 Whoopi Goldberg's.
Actually,
Why 0 out of 10 Whoopi Goldberg?
Because you can't give like a 4 out of 5 Whoopi Goldberg. That's not enough Whoopi. you need to have a scale of 10 at least.
Oh,
Should we talk on maybe a little bit, because if we just watch this and we come back not really knowing what we should be looking forward and talking to, probably be a little struggle
What do you mean?
as far as like
Oh,
when
having
we
a-
watch this, what should we be looking at? Like,
We'll look
and
at
maybe just not necessarily rating it, but
It's like
how we
what
like
to
it, what
pay
we liked,
attention to, and
pay attention to,
what-
stuff like
just
that.
finding talking points while you're watching.
Was the
show.
storyline good? Like, did it make sense?
So having
Stuff
like a
that.
structure of what we're going to like discuss about the anime that we picked.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that idea. I mean, I
Probably
think
just if we'd have to almost kind of have like a prescribed deadline and kind of like, because we have the Snapchat group, we
right.
have like kind of like a set like weekly like prescription of try and get to this point.
Right.
And then we'll kind of have like a brief conversation, kind of
We
just
could do
mention
that, yeah.
a few things to each other, just pique each other's interest, say like, did you notice this and that, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Kind
And then we can probably, because our conversation's same, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then we can maybe
Go back
Yeah.
and see if there was anything interesting that someone
we
said.
can even pull
Yeah.
up the chat in during the episode and look through and be like, you said this during. Let me look back and see what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, that was interesting.
I also
Yeah, no, I
think,
think that's good.
Like a
keep
funny that
up
you
on
didn't notice.
on the Snapchat.
I also think it'd be cool to have like a rating system that we come up for that's just our own unique podcast rating system, like plot compared to main character and antagonist, and the genre and different things like that, and like how we all ended up rating the show on some scale that we create, like
I'm
whatever
just
that
hoping
might
this
be.
show's as good as I thought it was when I was under the influence.
It might be great. I've heard a lot about it, so I think it's going to be a good thing. I think that's going to be the fun of it, though, right? Is like,
Yeah. Well,
you
like,
know,
I think it'd be a good one. Some random weeb off of Facebook sent it to me. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, if you took the time to really send it, it's
Are
got
you
to be worth
connected
it.
to some of like the anime groups in Facebook?
no, I plan to be though after.
Yeah, because
this.
I'm in a few of them, but I don't know which ones. They're just random ones I saw that looked interesting.
Yeah.
But there, I always see posts of them, like random animes, or just asking, hey, what's a good show? And then you just see like 15,
Threads.
20 people.
Threads.
Yeah.
Dude, you ought to join the village hidden in the memes.
Really?
That's pretty
Yeah.
funny. Jesus.
That's my favorite group.
Should put that on the
On what?
Snapchat. Don't follow it.
The village
Reddit?
hidden in the memes.
It's on Facebook.
It's like a Naruto Shippuden group chat, but they talk about fucking everything.
So Deadly
Yeah, just like
Sumo
link it.
just said, "Hey, which show you plan on watching? We're gonna do Elfin Lied." What would you consider under like what genre of anime? Is it like a horror
Oh,
thriller?
dude, I don't even know.
From
Yeah.
what I
That
remember,
shit-
I'm
That
gonna
shit's
have to like
storyline
look into
basic.
what the genres are for anime. It's like one
Yeah.
of those things, like freaking
There's tons.
when you
of
like
genres.
electronic music.
Yeah,
then
there's
everybody's
you know how there's
hundreds.
that,
you start talking like, what's this genre? And they're like, fucking, oh, it's fucking sub house post apocalyptic, but
Yeah.
with a flair of tropical. And it's like, I don't.
It's like
did you?
dubstep.
Is that a drink name?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? A Starbucks?
Does it
order?
go do or does it go woo 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 woo?
Yeah,
Like that? Tell
yeah.
me that.
It's just like that. Like I feel like there's a bunch of
There
categories
is.
where I can't like
Yeah, I don't
really
know.
understand. Like when I ask somebody what the category is, or when you guys ask me like what style do you like? I don't know. It's fucking
There's just
all
too
over the
much.
place. There's a bunch of different styles that I don't even know what
So-
the nuances are, the differences
Right.
between them, and the art style.
for that one, I mean, from what it looks like, because
It's a little
it's
bit
like
of
a little bit of a lot. This is action, horror, psychological, supernatural, drama, romance.
it's got a
and
lot.
I'm about it.
Seinen? Is that how you pronounce it?
Satan?
Seinen. It's
Oh,
like
I
I
don't
think
even
another
know.
word for like cute girls, like and that style of animation.
Cat girls.
Yeah.
buddy.
I always say the one thing that's gonna kill me is a genetically modified cat girl in 2035. It'll be the end of my life.
Cat girl, no!
Don't wag your tail.
You're supposed to choke me. Not stab me.
Fusion's like DBZ from Metal Alchemist. Yeah.
Oh well, the fusion in Full Metal Alchemist was a little dark.
Yeah, but that
We're
shit was
talking-
turned.
I mean,
I thought that was one of the most turned storylines I've ever seen in my life. I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, you all sacrificing yourselves for shits and giggles now?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Skin flicks.
Isn't that
How
porn,
about rating
dude?
skin flicks?
Isn't that just regular porn?
That's
Yeah,
for
that's
Patreon.
Yeah.
All right, we're rating.
We're rating young 18-year-old teen gets ass pounded for 10 minutes tonight.
I'm gonna rate it 4 out of 5 Oprah Winfrey's again. The antagonist had a big old wiener.
You're like pulling
Slapped
out
her with
nuances
that
of the
shit.
storyline.
I thought that this poor girl was about to get knocked out.
You could see the fear in her eyes. She was doing so well acting her
She was
part.
moaning, but she was crying too.
Yeah. 8 out of 10 Whoopi Goldbergs for that back being blown out.
Jesus Christ.
So have you seen that video where it's like these guys filming a porn shoot, but then the sound guy just hands them a donut?
Oh, yeah. That's so funny.
Dude, there's this one video that made me laugh for like an hour. It was this guy who called this IT guy over, and he opens his fucking desktop tower, and it's full of black beans.
Oh, I saw that. I saw
He's
that.
like, whoa, what is it? He's like, it's all this shit in here.
Black beans.
What are you talking about? He's like, these beans. It's like shit you get at a Mexican restaurant. It's like, he's like pointing out the computer parts, and he's like, yeah, what's under this? And he's like, well, that's the motherboards. And he's like, these are the motherboards? And he's like sticking his fingers all up in the beans, and he's like, no, these are beans! This is food!
Someone said, hey, pal, what you got on your head? A bird's nest?
Dude, yeah, how'd you know?
I think people would just get jealous of the luscious locks.
Well, I don't know, dude. I was pretty savage to this one lady that Calvert and I were hanging out with, because she was like ripping on my hair the whole night. And she just like walks over and she's like, I just think your hair just looks super bad. You should change it. And I just looked at her and I was like, bro, I don't think your jeans fit, but
Damn.
I don't see you going and buying a new pair.
Yeah.
It was like the worst thing I've ever said in my life, but holy shit. I was walking
That's
away
a
and I was
good
like,
one.
No one dishes the
Prison
nest.
school.
Right?
I think that sounds familiar. Oh, maybe
Prison
I pronounced
school?
it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone in chat has recommendations, like, please add it. If you go down,
Maybe a one where we later on
do
they
'em.
can come up with one. And
Yeah.
we have to watch it.
I'm going to be redoing the Discord that I have for Top Shelfers, and there is going to be a Jiggle Physics Anime Club section where you can go in and we'll have discussion boards. I'll invite you guys all to this later. But yeah, if you go join it now, you'll see that later. And, you know, if you have recommendations for anime, that's the place to put it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's get her. Let's get her done.
Get her done.
Prison
Later,
school. Now that I
dude.
remember, that one's a funny one. I never finished it, but that's another boobalicious one.
I found the one that I was telling you about of the haunted school. Remember I was telling you?
Yeah.
Someone shared a whole entire, like, huge post about horror anime, and I shared it. Here we go.
You guys watch that Parasite?
Yeah, Parasite was good.
I,
Dude, I thought
I got a
Parasite
little
was
ways
really
through,
good.
but I stopped watching it for a bit.
You
You
should
need to watch
finish
it again. Yeah, I found it because I saw like just a clip of it of when that one
Another.
like
Holy shit.
athlete kind of looking dude, just the big, he's what just looks like he came out of the gym. He's kind of an
Oh
athlete looking dude,
yeah.
and but looks kind of just like a gentle giant almost
Yeah.
kind of guy, and just walks up and cruises up to these like yakuza or whatever they are, and just like throws one guy's head through the fucking wall, and I was like, whoa, what is that?
Are you
It was
talking
just
about
super
another?
gory
Yeah.
and cool.
Oh, okay, another. Okay.
Yeah, I liked another a lot.
They like shot him up, and I think they like sliced his head in half, and he kept going.
Jeez.
Here's-
Parasite was good though. I really
Yeah.
liked Parasite.
Yeah,
Parasite was way good, dude.
I like the
I like
horror.
Parasite a lot.
I like the horror elements in
My
anime.
favorite was just how it was like always in his hand.
No.
It's like down. It's like, whoa, it's fucked up, bro.
and then when they were like kind of not getting along at first, weren't
He's
getting
like,
along
I'm
at
gonna
all.
cut you
Morphers.
off. And he's
Yeah.
like, don't you
And they were
dare
kind of
cut me
just
off.
both holding each other at each other's throats. Like, I have you're fucking rely on me, but I want to. I just really liked that how they were kind of battling each other for the
Just
fucking body.
nice little fight sequence with the inner mind there.
Now, what show was it?
Terramorphers. Did you guys ever watch that or hear about that one? That one's pretty. I want to say it's dark, but it's more bloody than anything. and that's one of the ones where they got to the point where they didn't like how it ended in a sense, or where it was going. So they basically started out and erased 2 episodes to kind of fill in where they thought it would have been better, which they did make it better. But that one's.
I put this right here for you guys to read. This right here.
Mm-hmm.
Just some of the stuff that's said, like, I think he is, and just makes sense because like comments like that.
Mm-hmm.
I try and be nice because
Yeah, I was reading feeling.
Yeah, I don't know where it all
Stories
goes to
of-
sometimes, but
Something about Minecraft.
yeah. Exponent, yeah, if you want to tell the story of how we met, that'd be cool. A gentle giant, he's sitting right next to y'all. I'm sure that's about me being big. Shout outs, bud. Wes just come see me for some Jiggle Physics. True.
There you go.
True. She is the big titted goth girlfriend I've always wanted. All right, guys. Well, we could call it a little early now. It's 2:15. So, Trump is all just showed up, and we're closing this episode.
Oh, why?
One thing that I want to do going forward is once this gets posted on all the other stuff, I want to give you guys all the links. So if you have people that you want to show the stuff to, it's easier. I've been slacking on that for older content, and then I can show you guys how Discord works, and that way you can jump on there if people want to discuss anime all day. I'm sure they will. Is there anything that you guys want to do as far as like this podcast, like directions you want to go, or things you want to add to it, or things?
Let's make some PowerPoints.
PowerPoints. I love me some PowerPoints.
I think as
Keep
the
as
weeks
far
go
from
by,
homework as possible.
if we think of something, or we can think of like little things to do while we talk about the shows we're watching. That'd be something good.
Well, and I want it to be an open thing too. Like, I want this to be all of ours, not just, I
One
want
person
everyone.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I want everyone to feel like they're welcome to any portion of it, and welcome to any doing things. Like, I don't want it to think that it's just like, since we do it here or whatever. Like, I want it to just be our podcast, and we can have all the creative freedom that we desire. 'Cause it's nice to have an outlet. No, we'll say it.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I fucking love that kid so much.
What the fuck?
Have you ever seen that meme?
Oh, no.
He's like, I don't know, he looks like some kind of like
There's this
nerdy kid in
little
school.
nerdy kid in school.
Okay,
Turns
you broke
around
your
and he's like,
elbow.
you know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Fuck your elbow.
It just
dude.
has like zero context as to why he's saying it.
Right. Thanks for the bits, Trump is all. Much appreciated. As far as the anime club goes, we will decide what week or what day works next or works best for next month. I would imagine it'd probably be closer to the third week like we are right now, second or third week on a Saturday, because Saturdays work best. Same time, I imagine. I'll make sure to post that on social medias and whatnot to keep everyone informed. If you're hearing this now, or you're just tuning in, or you skip to the end, the anime we're doing is Elfen Lied. If you want to watch it with us, that's the plan, is to all sit down. We're going to watch it separately, come together, meet up, and talk about it. And that's kind of going to be the idea of this whole entire setup. And then, as far as other shows go, I have podcasts going all day today. So if you hang around, we'll be doing stuff. Another new show launches today. True Crime Drunks. Talking about John Wayne Gacy. I know we were going to do that. It's just going to be an interesting episode. But yeah, if you guys have anything you want to close out on, or social medias that you guys are on that you want people to follow or anything like that, you're welcome to.
Good.
I'm good.
Not very, very much of a popular guy on social media anyways. It doesn't really matter to me.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for hanging out. Trump is all. If you want to come back in like 45 minutes, we'll talk about Haunted. Everyone else,
Can you write the show in the chat?
yes.
Oh, I already did write the show in the chat. Elfen Liede.
So make sure I spell it right. Sorry, it's taking me a minute because this keyboard is. That's the name of the anime.
Hey.
Should be coming over to you. Thank you for the sparks, Deadly. Much love.
Sparks.
Yeah.
Sparks.
I don't really
It's
know.
on
It's on
Mixer?
Mixer. Yeah, it's like kind of like bits. All right, guys. Thank you again for hanging out, and we'll be back. The Jiggle Physics will be back in a month. Take care.
Stay jiggly.